Barry. What I'm going to do here today, I'm going to rig up what we got, a Carolina rig. It's just a real basic rig. I think everybody's tried it at one time or another. And we're going to first off start off by snelling a hook and getting our rig started here, and then we're going to show the complete setup when we're done. So first thing what I got here is we're going to use Eagle Claw 10-aught King Cale hook. A lot of the guys use this on the Ohio River here. And I got 50-pound Suffix leader line. This is a little bit different than fishing line. It's actual leader line, and it's a lot tougher than monofilament, and most of your abrasions and stuff will come from this part of the leader line, from your hook up to where your sinker is. So that's why you want something stronger there. You know, when that fish gets on, he's going to rub up against a rock or something. But we're going to start off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tag in, and on the side of the eyelet where the hook points to, that's where I'm going to run the direction of the tag in through. So I'm going to put that through this hole here, right there, and I like to bring mine down probably about even with the bottom of the hook, with my tag in there. And you got probably a good 2.5 feet here to work with. So once my leader line is through the eyelet, I start right up here next to the neck, and I'm going to make basically just, you know, a bunch of wraps.
How many wraps do you usually put on?
I usually put about 10 to 11. You know, I don't want this snell coming loose, so because a lot of times you get a big hog on there, it's going to, you know, put a lot of stress on this line. So we're going to put a few wraps on here and to complete our snell, and then continue on with our Carolina rig. I got about 6 on there now. 8, 9, somewhere around 10. We'll get one for good measure there. And then I'm going to put my forefinger on there, kind of hold these in place. Take your other end here and go through the opposite direction that you came in with originally, and just cinch that up right there, and that puts pressure on your snell hook. Now if you want to hold that right in there, I'll show you that's a pretty strong snell there, and that fish is tugging on there, you're fighting him, he's not going to come off.
Do you lubricate your knot or anything when you're tightening up your snell?
Sometimes I'll just put a little bit of spit on there.
Right.
You know, because you don't want, I was always told that your knots is the weakest point of your fishing line, you know, which makes sense to me too. So if you put a little bit of moisture on there, you know, a lot of guys just, you know, spit on it. And that keeps it from weakening the line. And so basically we got our snell hook already done there. You notice now that the line comes out the front where the hook points to, you're actually pulling this away. So that hook's going to grab into that fish's mouth. If this line was on the back side, you'd be pulling it out of the fish's mouth. So it's very important that you want to get that ran in the right way there. So now that we got our hook on, we're going to take the other end here, and we're going to do a Palomar knot on this side. That's what I usually use. And I just fold my line. You know, I like to leave about 1.5 foot on there. And I put my loop through my 2-way swivel there. And then what I'm going to do is basically, once your swivel will slide like that, you don't want it to come off. You're going to basically tie a knot with this loop end, but you're not going to cinch it up quite yet. And then take your 2-way swivel and run it through that loop there. And once again, you cinch this up, you can put a little spit or water on there to keep from weakening your line. We're not going to do that today, but I'll let you pull on that, and I'll pull on this, and that's a pretty tight knot there. That's not
good one.
Yeah, it runs through that eyelet twice, and it's not going to come loose. So basically, there's your rig right there. We're just going to snip this off a little bit. Leave probably about that much off of each end. And I'm going to show you a little trick what I do. Now, just for extra insurance, that line, you know, for some, if I made, you know, just a little bit of mistake, and that's not grabbing like I want it to, it can slip through the knots and you'll lose your fish and everything. What I'll do is, I'll get that tag in that I just cut. Take a lighter or you know, a torch or something. I'll just heat that up. See how that flares out?
Make a little ball on the end of it.
Makes a little ball. And it's less likely to slip through your knot that way. So I'm going to do that to both ends.
Good idea, Walt. I've never seen that done before.
We're going to do the same thing on this end so you know, my snell won't come loose. If I can keep from burning myself there. And that way, you know, there's no way that can slip through there. So basically what we got here is our, you know, hook and swivel leader line is done. Now I'm, you know, ready to tie her on here. And we mostly use the Berkeley Big Game 40-pound test and Solar Green here on the Ohio River. They got some pretty good sized fish, and we found out this is real dependable fishing line. And what I'm going to do, we got different size sinkers here. What do you use on the Wabash River?
Like 2 to 4. Our current's really not that stuff.
Okay, and then here on the Ohio River, we use you know, anywhere from 3 ounce up to 8, 10 ounce. But for what we're doing here today, we're going to use 4 ounce. So my sinker goes on first, and this is a 4 ounce no row sinker. You know, this is what I like to use for a Carolina rig. We're going to slide that up there. And then what I got is your little beads here you can get at your local tackle shop. And I want that bead on the bottom of that sinker. So my sinker, you know, when it slides, when you're casting and stuff, and then when it hits the water and stuff, your knot's going to be right here on the end of your rig. And if that sinker hits it, it's going to do more damage than what that little plastic bead
So you're
is.
using the bead to protect your knot.
Right, right. And once again, I'm going to fold my line here, and we're going to use another Palomar knot. We're going to put that through there just like that. Bring it through. And this time, instead of just a swivel, you're going to bring that whole rig through that loop. Pretty good size hook. And then once I get it through there, all I do is make sure I don't lose this end, or you have to start all over again. Bring your knot up there. Cinch that down right there. And there's your Carolina rig right there. We're going to snip a little bit of this off just to make it, you know, cosmetically look a little bit better. And once again, even on my fishing line, I like doing that little trick with the lighter. I want to put a little ball there. That way it won't slip through my knot. And now that my complete rig is done here, I can grab the 2-way swivel, the hook, and that's pretty strong there. You want to try that?
It's a fine looking rig, Walt.
And that's basically it. There's nothing to it. That's real simple. Carolina rig. This rig here will catch you some hogs, and like I said, it's real easy to do.